I mean, of course we get mixed up if everything's upside down backwards. But the point is, just imagine these brand new babies. When you see them going around like this, you know, there's nothing wrong with them. They're just trying to get that visual thing all figured out. We've got something we can show you to show us that we can use something called persistence of vision, like we talked about yesterday, and use that to explain a very interesting phenomenon. When I spin this disc, it's going to be spinning at, let's turn that off, turn this on, about 1,000 RPM. And all those spots just fade out to a blur on the disc. Now what I'm going to do is turn off the room lights, and we'll turn another source of light on, right there. Wow, somebody said, how did you stop that thing? No, it's still spinning, right? If you were to trust your eyes alone and walk up here, if you touch that, you get a serious cut. Because that edge is going over 300 miles an hour. So that thing is standing perfectly still. Mm-hmm. Or is it? See, I've got enough spots to give everyone in the room some spots. Just grab a spot when of course they get invisible when they float off the edge, but, and again, no tricks, that thing is still spinning. We turn those lights off, and look what's happening. And if I ever give away too many, I can always get them back again. All right? Now, to help you understand a little bit more about what's happening here, I've got a little friend on the back of the disc, and we should be able to understand what's going on. Now, don't laugh at it because he's dressed really strange. But he can't help it. He's only got one set of clothes. So. Let's put him on here, and I'll spin the disc, and we'll get this thing up to speed. Now, he's solved some interesting problems, engineering-wise, because when he gets up to full speed, his head is going to be doing 100 miles an hour here, but his feet will be doing 300 miles an hour out there. Just imagine trying to keep up with yourself that way. That's just fading out to a blur. That thing is spinning so fast, your eye cannot separate those individual images. Let's turn the room lights off, and we'll turn the other source on. Whoa. Looks like he's standing perfectly still. Or is he? Forward. There he goes. Back to the military. Going for a walk around the base. And again, lights on, still spinning, but with a special light, the strobe light at the floor. Now, I can make it go backwards too, just by changing the frequency of the flash. Now, let's explain what's going on here. Yesterday, when we talked about the persistence of vision, I told you that your eye remembers a flash of light for about a seventh of a second. We had the room lights off for about 2 minutes on each side of the disc. So of those 4 minutes, this strobe light down here was only on for a total of 1/2 of 1 second. All right? 1/2 of 1 second. But your eye stretches each of those flashes out long enough so it looked like the lights were on pretty much most of the time. They flickered a little bit, but actually they were off a lot longer than they were on. Now what we did here, I've got 12 fingers on the disc. The light flashes in total darkness. The light flashes, illuminates the disc. When, let's say when this guy's leg is like this, then the light goes off. Your eye remembers this image because it takes a while for those chemicals to be used up in the eye. While your chemicals are being used up in the eye and the lights are off, this disc is spinning and it goes all the way around. When it gets back to the same spot, we fire the strobe again. So you get another dose of a reinforced image of this guy with his leg down like that. Then we turn the light off, goes all the way around, when it gets back to the same spot, fire the strobe again. There's a little chopper wheel on the motor axle and acts as the armature, and it counts the number of figures, 12, and then it fires the strobe. Now to make him look as though he's walking around the disc, we could fire the strobe a little sooner the next time. So instead of firing on this one, it fires before this one gets down here, so it fires on this one. So his leg has moved back a little bit. The next time around, we fire at this one, and then this one, and this one. And it looks as though he's walking backwards when he goes like that. Or we can change the frequency of the flash and fire on the first one before it gets to him, and now it looks as though he's walking forward. Okay? The light keeps flashing on these new images down here. Looks like he's walking forward. We really can't trust our eyes, can we? Now, a lot of inventions come out of that persistent vision business. Well, somebody says, but I'm sure I can trust my eyes. You got to leave the lights on to show me I can't trust my eyes. I'm sure if I can see it, I'll believe it, you know? So, that object up there is not a window, right? It's a crazy shaped piece of metal. Actually, does anybody remember what shape this is? The ends are parallel, but the top and the bottom are not parallel. Trapezoid, yes, very good. It's a trapezoid. Okay, now I've cut these holes in it, painted some shadows on it, but it's painted the same way on both sides. Okay? Same way. What I'm going to do is turn this thing on, and we'll rotate that around very slowly, the same way all the time. Keep an eye on that for a while as we watch it. Large end goes by, not a problem. Here comes the other side, that looks the same. And here comes the other edge. Oh, is it going back the other way? That's right, let's check it out again. Here, it's moving from right to left. All right, that goes around fine. And here comes the other side, and it gets almost to the front, and it starts moving back the other way. This is called the Ames window, developed by Dr. Albert Ames. Let me give you a reference point, okay? Let's try this. Here's a block of wood fixed to this piece of steel wire. Place that in the end. We'll turn it on again. I'll get out of the way and watch it again. So that thing goes around and around the same way all the time until this end comes around. How many of you see that block kind of floating off by itself as the thing goes back the other way? Looks like the window, so-called, is flopping side to side when that small end comes by. And if it flops this direction, the little block floats off all by itself. There it goes. Let me give you another reference point. Here's a rigid aluminum pipe. Well, this can't bend or twist. I've got a slot cut on here so I can mount it right to the center, just like that. Okay, let's turn it on again. Now we've got the block on the end and that pipe through the middle. Watch carefully. Again, the large end, everything looks normal. Whoa. We had these programs at Thule Air Force Base in northern Greenland, and they put this demonstration on for the Eskimos. They watched it, and they didn't see anything weird happening. The block just stayed on the end, and the pipe didn't move, just kept going around in a circle. And the scientist said, "Now, are you sure you realize this is not a window?" And they said, "Well, sure, whatever you say." we've never seen a window before in our lives, you know? And then it dawned on these scientists, they had no background experience with windows being made like they make windows in our country with 90-degree corners and parallel sides. So when they saw something that they were told it wasn't a window, they said, okay, it's not a window, and it just kept going around. They had no problem. Because of our culture and the way people build windows, we get so used to seeing things a certain way that when something else comes along that sort of reminds us of what we're used to, your brain is automatically going to go back to what you're used to, no matter what people tell you. This is not a window. And your brain is going to believe impossible things simply because it's more comfortable believing those things. That's why it's very difficult to ever find an objective person, a truly objective person, because we've been brought up with certain things that our parents have told us and our teachers have told us. The television tells us things and the radio tells us things, and they do it over and over and over again. Hitler once said that if you tell a lie long enough and strongly enough, people are going to believe it.